Atlanta's Inspiration Station, Praise 102.5, it's the KD Bowe Show. In the studio with Candis Jones. She is an attorney. Look like she needs to be on Scandal or something. Look like Olivia Pope. Got your Olivia Pope on. How you doing, sis?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good. So you're a part of a consortium of lawyers. Tell me about it.
It's the Gate City Bar Association. We are a bar association here in Atlanta that's comprised of all types of lawyers, from family law, civil defense, prosecutors, criminal defense, entertainment lawyers, etc. And we're hosting a free law clinic tomorrow at Greenbrier Mall from 12 to 4 and giving free legal advice in the areas of criminal law, foreclosure, bankruptcy, consumer rights, wills and estates, family law, and we're partnering with the Fulton County Solicitor's Office to give expungements on misdemeanor crimes.
Oh.
So it's going to be a great opportunity for you to come out, ask questions, and see some lawyers.
I asked you off the air, and I asked you on the air, and I just, because I wanted to make sure I knew what we're going to be talking about. Okay,
Yes.
So I asked you, were you an apologist for the law? And you gave an emphatic no.
No.
I'm an advocate. So I don't want to – I'm going to say it like this. Okay, I'm just going to talk, okay?
Please.
Is the law right? Is the law wrong, or is it the law just the law?
The law is the law, but keep in mind it's made by lawmakers, human people. Down at the Georgia Dome is where most laws that affect us day to day are made.
Okay.
So if we want to make any change, then you need to be speaking with your local representatives, lobbying for certain rights and certain issues so that the law can work best for you and your favor and your issues, or that it's not hurting a particular community or disenfranchising a particular community or demographic.
And I think that's my challenge. My challenge with it is that two people can do the same thing and get two totally different outcomes. And each one can be blamed on the law.
Right.
And that's a problem for me. So I assume that is the reason why you guys are helping people, or why are you helping people?
We're helping people because we realize not everyone has access to lawyers. Lawyers cost money.
Sure.
And if you're not aware of what type of lawyer you need, or if you don't have the money to even see a lawyer, you won't know how to get past your issue, albeit criminal, foreclosure, consumer, whatever the issue is. So we decided to gather a group of lawyers together that volunteer their time to come out and just at least give you the people the primary tools that you need to understand what your legal issues are. And sometimes attorneys take on those clients, or we'll give you more resources on how to pursue your legal claim beyond the law clinic. Okay.
All right. Do you guys stay on top of like social issues and what have you when something happens and it becomes a viral trend? Police brutality or whatever. Do you guys stay on top of that? And what do you do when certain things pop up? Like, for instance, this situation with the pregnant woman who said she was pregnant got shot by the police officer. Like, when you see stuff like that, what is the first thing that you do?
So as an organization, we are very instrumental in trying to be behind the movements and supporting the causes that impact our Atlanta community, our Georgia community. So we do take important issues and make sure they're at the forefront of the legal community, especially if they impact legal rights. But there's only so much that we can do. And we have events and we'll spread knowledge and give the tools. But again, as a community, we got to work together to get beyond those issues. And we try to do our best in getting, the issues to the forefront. But as a community, we got to work together to get beyond that.
Sometimes we do stuff that I would call, we meaning black people, we do stuff that's, in my words, just stupid. Okay, I can't really say it, right, but it is to me. And I don't think that everything is march worthy. I don't think that every injustice is march worthy. That situation that happened in Covington, I'm in Conyers. I'm not going to march because I feel like, hey, sis, you kind of stop acting crazy. And stop bringing stuff on yourself. But my wife feels differently. She feels like if you're going to march for any of it, you need to march for all of it. And I say march, but
Personally, I'm like you. I don't think everything is boycott worthy, march worthy, throw the table away worthy. I think there are certain issues that are obviously that we have to come together and you have to be a united front. there are other times where we just have to find out what's the best way for us to react and respond. And sometimes it's a matter of going to your local representatives, seeing an attorney, posting a blog, speaking to the radio, whatever, but it doesn't require every time for us to boycott and march. But we do need to be more active in how we respond to things that we see daily that are impacting us and impacting us negatively.
That's good, because you said something previously about, the law is made by lawmakers, and everybody has their own individual perspective, which is what makes you probably amazing in court, because you just present a perspective that jurors would be able to see that, I ain't never thought about that, But my challenge, again, is that how do you handle situations where it's all about perspective, but it's all about the law? Your perspective, according to how you see it, Judge, is the interpretation of the law that we're going to go by. It's a convoluted question, but when we talk about the law, I'm starting to get just a little bit of disrespect for it. And I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like I'm starting to kind of become that guy.
I understand. I mean, when you see things happen, you get upset. You want to know, why was this person given 20 years and this person was given a slap on the wrist? I think the thing is that the law is, like I said before, made by lawmakers. It's a gray area, and it is about perspective. And you have judges in place that are supposed to listen to both sides and apply the law fairly. And if that doesn't happen, there's appeals process in place through the Georgia Court of Appeals, the Supreme Court of Georgia, that you can go to.
It's all a mess.
It is. I mean, but there is relief beyond the trial court levels.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you're not happy with the result, there's relief that you can have. But I mean, the main goal is to make the law from the beginning work for us, which is get in front of your lawmakers. And that way you don't have to worry about how it's applied at the judicial aspect, because we've already talked with our legislators about what is fair, what's not fair.
What does get in front of your lawmakers look like? What does that mean?
You need to be calling them, emailing, when they're campaigning and you want to ask them questions, go to their forums, meet the candidates, ask the tough questions. That's the best way to know how they'll, sway in your favor, or if they'll be against you when certain issues come up under the Gold Dome.
Okay. I mean, how long you been doing law?
8 years.
8 years. You've been doing it for a very long time.
I'm still young, but, I'm getting there.
Okay, I got you. So I was talking to a guy that saw the whole situation about the shooting. The police officer shot the pregnant woman. I don't know if she's pregnant. I don't know.
Yes.
But 5 times.
Right.
When you become the judge, the jury, and the executioner, and you have been basically emboldened to do so, or, according to the law, my challenge is, I'm going to say what he said. He said that when that happens, his mindset is this: if I'm here, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen, even if it costs me my life. I'm not sure I'm all the way over there. I understood where he was coming from, because when I think about Martin Luther King, I think about Ralph Abernathy, and all of them, they were willing to die for their cause. What I'm saying is genocide is happening right now.
Right.
And it's awful out here in these streets. Now, not every cop, but you got some bad stuff that's going on. And then there's a bastion of people that's saying, hey, if we don't, and I've been seeing the memes, until black men learn how or stand up to protect black women, they will never get respect. That sounds like a mess to me, but I do get it.
I get it too, but I think black women are a force to be reckoned with. Let me just say that as a black woman. I think we're a force to be reckoned with. So, I mean, while we appreciate the love and support from our black men, we come out in droves every time and represent. So let me just put that out there. True. But as it relates to...
But I'm thinking, like, if a cop is beating on a woman, then...
That part is...
Do y'all want us to just be like, hey, I might die, but hey, at least I was protecting you?
No, what? I mean, I think a human being would want to protect another human being when you see them being hurt. Yeah. So it shouldn't be just a man, female, black, white. It should be this person is in danger and this person is yelling for their lives.
Sure.
What can I do to assist?
Right.
And I think that's where people get away from. And instead of calling for assistance or finding a way to assist, people pull out their phones to record. That's the new thing. Let me put it on social media. Let me be the first one that gets it from TMZ or whatever.
And so unfortunately, that you're kind of grateful that some people recorded it,
because
if you didn't,
you are.
We wouldn't have never known what really happened. But I get your point.
But when you stand by and recording and you're not assisting,
Assist how,
then-
though? That's pretty good. How do you assist?
I mean, it depends on the situation. In that situation, someone should have jumped in, or even say,
Really?
I think so. I mean, this woman was
Really?
not jumped in like, hey, I'm gonna take the bullet.
I mean, that's what
but,
sounded like you said.
Like, diffuse the situation if it could have been
Say
diffused.
something if best you can. Right.
Right.
Intervene.
If you could, if those situations present itself and it could be diffused, diffuse the situation. If it can be. Now, sometimes, obviously, it cannot be, and things unfortunately happen. And that's why you have civil rights attorneys like Chris Stewart being able to represent the people that are being harmed and injured. But we should be assisting.
So from a law perspective, what does assisting look like? Because I told my wife, told my family, hey, my insurance is paid up. Because if I ever see anything like that happening to one of y'all, personally, this is me personally, this is KD Bowe talking. I ain't really talking about nobody else. I'm not telling nobody else what to do. I'm saying that if something like that is happening to mine, I'm be seeing Jesus that afternoon.
Oh yeah, and
because
I know.
I'm never gonna be okay with that ever. I'm never gonna be okay with
Right. And I expect my fiance and my brother to do the same thing. But
Okay.
as lawyers, I think the way we assist is with stuff like the community law clinic. Let's tell you what your rights are. Let's help you find ways to get those tools and resources so you know what your rights are as a citizen here in Atlanta and the state of Georgia. And that way you can have, if you have a question, you can call an attorney and say, hey, I've encountered this. How do I get beyond this point? Or I think I'm going to go and start a business. What should I do in those circumstances? When you have an attorney that will help you, give you the tools, then some of those rights that people aren't aware that they have, then they can learn more and become more aware of how to address certain situations. Now, obviously, the civil rights violations and all that stuff, that's civil rights attorneys. We have those here in the city that
right.
Can represent those issues. But just the day-to-day issues we face, tomorrow will be the best day to come out and get those addressed.
Good. So tomorrow, where is it?
Greenbrier Mall.
Greenbrier Mall tomorrow between the hours of 12 and 4.
Yes.
A lot of lawyers are going to be out there. So what's not covered? Let's just say that.
There's you'll see everyone there from, like I said, criminal lawyers, prosecutors, employment law, foreclosure, bankruptcy, consumer rights. But if there's an issue that is not addressed, say we don't have an employment lawyer on site, then we can take your information, we can get you in contact with people and give you resources of free foundations here that may have some tools that will help you with your particular issue.
Very good.
So we'll make sure everyone leaves and at least have a peace of mind knowing that they discuss their issue and know the next steps.
So if you need a lawyer, Greenbrier Mall tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, 12 to 4. And whether it's foreclosure, whether it's criminal, misdemeanor, in some cases you may be able to get your record expunged.
Yes.
So there you go. Candis Jones, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, you going to jump in there too with me if something pop off?
I got you.
Yeah, we're going to stop. Okay, more music's on the way, family, on Praise.